Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming, and we are at match day 6 of the UKBBL League. I think my team value at this stage is probably around the 1,200 sort of mark, so starting to get some skills built upon them, and I am against a high elf team. So without further ado, let's get into the match and see how it all pans out. Okay, so I got the fame. My opponent did have some inducements, so has taken babes. I think this was a pretty closely matched in terms of team value. It's a bit of a recovery game for my opponent, having 2 loners, so but that's not uncommon for Elves because they do get bashed up a little bit. He's got a few skilled players, so he's got level 3 blitzer, sorry, level 2 blitzer, no, level 3 blitzer and a level 2 blitzer, and then a lineman with guard and a kick piece. So you're talking probably 1100-ish, and then for me, I'm probably just under 1200. Okay, so nice little kick there for the Elves, giving it right to the hands of the loner. So I am on defense. So the Bull Centaur is a target. With this formation, that is a little bit of a risk, but when you're getting punched by Elves, you know, they're going to have to commit a lot of bodies into the clutches. He does manage to get the knockdown, but as expected, didn't actually manage to hurt me too badly. Opponent is playing rather aggressively. Going for the handoff here. You don't want to be doing anything on your loner really, so that's kind of understandable. So looks like he's probably going for a 2-turner here. He's screened off quite well. Can potentially get through at the moment, but not with that there now. So just put the bull in contact. Make them fight me. I think I can get round with the bull here, so you might see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I can actually blitz the ball carrier there. So that's probably what I'm doing. So I'm just covering off all the receivers to make sure if this blitz, which I'm pretty sure is going to come, yeah, here we go. If this does fail, he hasn't got any easy. So I do fail to go for it there, so I'm a bit twitchy, but I managed to sack the ball carrier and get him off the pitch. It's one of the things that people really underestimate with Chaos Dwarfs is the Bull Centaur's pace. They are extremely fast for somebody of that strength. So I've now got some good coverage on the ball, a couple of tackle zones there, so that would be a 4-up to pick up, so he can't just easily hop in and get it. He has actually got to bash his way out. That was a risky dodge there, shall we say, so he should have come down here, but well, actually coming down there wouldn't have actually helped, so the 3-up dodge was the only one, and he blows his reroll quite early there. Manages to but yeah, lots of 3+s there. 3+ to pick up the ball, 3+ dodge. Elves like doing things on 2+s. He did get a little bit unlucky, but there were other things that he could have done prior to going for that pickup. So he's basically handed me an opportunity to punch his Elves and recover the ball. There's my sure hands piece, goes for the recovery and gets it and moves reasonably safe there. I don't manage to get a knockdown, but I put him there so he was in contact here, so it's a little bit trickier. And don't seem to be getting any of the results I needed there, but just pinning him to the sideline, so that's basically saying if you don't do anything here, your player's off the pitch next turn. Covering off these players with a tackle piece, so dodging's not going to be as easy, not that any of these have got dodge anyway, but... And then managed to punch that guy down. But my opponent seems to want to roll dice very early. That's a ballsy first move. Very ballsy. Leaping into the cage. Then managing to get the ball. So very, very lucky there. I know in the first turn I was lucky to actually sack the ball carrier, but he did give me the opportunity. I'd say with that, I didn't really give him much there, so he did have to roll an awful lot of dice. But he's being rewarded for this at the moment, this rather ballsy play, should we say. So I can punch quite easily. I can move up for an assist, which is what I'm doing here. Punch to here, if it fails. Not sure why I blitzed there, because of the wrestle. Didn't pay off though. So, but now I can punch a few things. Managed to knock him down. Again, I've said this in pretty much every video, but sometimes you don't always see the plays when you're playing it. When I've looked back at the replay, it's like, why did I do that? I could have just punched him with the dwarf, you know, moved that guy up for the assist, punched him with the dwarf, and then that would have given the centaur a chance to punch him back, and then I would have had the blitz as a third opportunity to get the ball down, but I did it the way that I did it, so. Still, the ball is pretty safe there. It's in a few tackle zones. He's going to have to blitz this guy off. Can't push him onto the ball very easy. So he's left with a block here. If he can dodge out, yes, he can get the guard there. So he can clear the ball off. But he is committing an awful lot of players. But when you just leap on a 3+ and you're ballsy like that, why not, eh? This is what's known as Elf BS. Even the loners are dodging. He's not dodging though. So takes the failed dodge there, but gets stunned. So I have got a spot of bother here. The ball is in the hands of his best player. And I dub skull. So my first re-roll is blown. Again, just trying to contact some of the receivers. I am a little bit out of position here now with all the shenanigans that's gone on over here. The ball being fairly safe and on the floor in my control to him running away with it again, but allowing me a blitz, which unfortunately, because of the dodge, I don't manage to get. So just start throwing a few bodies in there, make it a little bit harder for him to do anything. This is the leap piece, the dodge, and blah blah blah, you name it, he's got it. So this guy's away now, I'm going to struggle to get him. And you start to think it's going to be one of those games, isn't it? I don't think I've done anything tactically too bad, whereas my opponent has made an awful lot of risky plays, and they have all paid off. But that's Elves for you, what can we say? Could do with a few more arm breaks as well. Would be nice. So he's, I mean, that was a very risky with a loner there, wasn't it? A 4-up dodge. So just threatening the ball. Even with a claw, I do not manage to break the armour. So I think it's inevitable here that he's going to be able to score. I've just put that player on there just to force a dice roll, really. And bringing players down just in case that fails. I can have some recovery. That's why the sure hands player here is coming down now, and also tying up players. Just covering off anyone that can possibly support here. And an easy 2+ for the score. Probably slightly against the game there. I was all over him really in terms of sacking the ball carrier, twice, and then him managing to recover it twice with risky plays. And his KO has come back, so we are reset in terms of players on the pitch, but I am 1-0 down. And now this is my opportunity to put some hurt on him. And 3 turns is still possible for a score. It's not easy, but it is possible. If you can get the ball in the hands of a centaur, with their fast pace, you can get the ball up there. It's not. I'm not going to be able to do a slow grinding cage, you know, surrounded by chorfs, because the movement 8 wouldn't allow me really any flexibility to get there in 3 turns. So I am going to have to think about doing a pass play here, or like I say, getting the ball to a centaur. That's why the centaurs are deployed quite far up there, as are the hobgoblins for a few little streaking runs. Let's see what happens on the kickoff. He has got the kick ability, which means that he can make it as awkward as possible, but fortunately I get a high kick, which makes it a little bit better for me, because at least I haven't got to spend my movement running back. And the ball doesn't bounce terribly badly for me. Yet again, claw failing, as is my normal block. Just punching along the line here. We get an armour break, but again, rolled a double 1 on the injury. Right, so going for a blitz on a high value player, being the thrower. No armour break. These elves have got strong armour at the moment. Just bringing the ball up. And flanking. We're going for a little cheeky foul, because I need to start removing players, but only get the stun. So my opponent is deploying the elf screen. cheeky blitz. Cage dive. But for the first time he's punished. And fails. If only he'd injured himself, that would have been beautiful. So because he went for that, he hadn't actually stood up all of his players, so his cage isn't, his screen isn't complete, which does leave me a path here around the side, which I'm going to exploit. Again, the claw player is not doing much. The ball is off. So I've got two bulls streaking up the pitch, trying to get in scoring range. Got a couple of turns left, so not sure why I decided to make all those GFIs. I guess it was for the next turn to come round if needs be. No, it is for it's turn 7, so I've only got one turn, so I'm trying to get as many players in scoring position as possible. This guy is a distraction, so the reason why I did all those GFIs is even if he gets knocked down, he'll still be in range to score, as long as he's not pushed backwards, obviously. So that was the plan there. I think we're going to see another cage dive attempt, potentially. Seems to be the way that this guy is playing. It's just a one dive, but fortunately fails to go for it. Bit of justice there, I'd say. He has been rolling an awful lot of dice. Incidentally, I was going for all those extra GFIs last turn because I had 2 re-rolls remaining, so I would have blown one. Handing off the ball to the guy that's in range. And I did that first because just in case any of these blocks failed, I didn't want to have to use the re-roll on anything other than this GFI. So we score in 3 turns, which is pretty good going. Had to get a little bit lucky with a few things. Him failing the go for it was big, and me managing to get the pass without a re-roll. Sorry, the handoff without a re-roll was quite good as well, wasn't it? So we're into the second half, so I'm receiving again. Comes back from the KO. So let's, my opponent doesn't change his defence at all. Obviously quite happy with that. So I'm just moving my guys back slightly. Don't need to move quite as quickly as I have been. And my opponent gets a blitz. So all the luck is going his way at the moment, isn't it? Decides to blitz the wrestler. And going for 2 casual GFIs there. Rolling dice is bad. It's putting pressure on the ball carrier. He's leaving his flanks very exposed though. And going for the elf screen in the middle, which doesn't really help, because he can't fully commit to it. So the ball scatters closer to me, which is good. Just covering off the players that are the threats behind, and covering the ball there. So at least I've got a couple of guys around the ball if I don't pick it up. Get the armor break, but again, no Kaz. Managed to get a knockdown. And an armor break. 12 on the armor, but only a 4 on the injury there. So this chuff's just sort of screening a little bit, giving the ball carrier somewhere to hide. Managed to get it. Jump into the cage, and the 2 centaurs can come and prop up the rear. And didn't use a blitz on this turn. Could have maybe blitzed, but just wanted to make sure that ball was safe. And blitzing with the centaur there, you can guarantee that would have been a quad skull or something, and then that would have meant that the ball carrier could get sacked quite easy. So against the grain, he gets the KO on the Chorf there. It's very hard to KO a Chorf because they only go off the pitch on a 9 because of a thick skull. Again, he's committing a lot of bodies. I can easily get out of this. Yes, it will require a blitz, but I can get out of it, and he hasn't got many players in good positions up here. It's still a bit tricky. Just trying to tie up as many elves as possible. My opponent seems to want to be fighting. Don't manage to get a knockdown, but I can put the ball in a nice safe cage. I don't have to be moving the ball up the pitch yet. I can wait until about turn 13 before I need to cross that halfway mark. So just trying to get him to commit as many bodies as possible down here, so when he gives me an opportunity I can streak off. A bit of attrition would be useful. So my opponent decided not to follow up there, knowing that you can just get punched straight back down. Failing that dodge, it's quite big. Because he's got nothing here really, other than this player now, but he's committed that over there. So if I can get into this little bit of a pocket, I'm basically up the pitch there, aren't I? He's committed an awful lot of his players in this area, and then failing another dodge. So yeah, we're just planning on building a cage. So not ideal having a piece in your cage, but I've got that many players around him. He's not actually going to be able to do anything there. It's going to be a 2-die uphill. So that failed dodge actually did scupper my plan slightly, but that's why the foul is coming in. Let's try and get rid of him, or at least stun him. No such luck though, sent off. Double 1 on the armor. There's been a lot of double 1s on armor in this game. My team at the moment's missing quite a lot of guard. Well, it hasn't got any yet, has it? It's only got one chorf that's levelled. So chorfs, when they start getting guard, particularly when you get 4 or more, this is an awful lot of trouble. So we're having a classic cage dive again, I believe. Yeah. Fortunately fails. First time that guy has failed. Get a KO. So that's quite nice for me. So I can start moving up this side of the pitch. Knocking people down. Screening off my ball, so my ball can go and sit here. Screened off quite nicely. So this is the other cage corner, I guess. Doesn't require a dice roll, but these guys will move into positions to support. So there you go, just covering off the back there. So we see an instant blitz. Not too sure why he chose that target, other than maybe just to get rid of the threat of the claw. But wasn't the best possible target for him. He's obviously going for a foul here. High Elves fouling. We've seen it all, folks. He really wants rid of that claw piece. Fortunately, the armour is strong. So I can now get moving with the cage quite easily. Because he's committed to this foul, it's not time to commit to that foul when you've got this. He's basically conceding that I'm going to score there and hoping that I'll score quickly so then he has time to score back, but I'm not going to give him that time if I can help it. I'm going to just plan on giving him maybe one turn to try and score. So he obviously wants to get into some kind of punching fight. Blitzing the guard piece. The double skull, that's not useful. Screening off there, so he's got nobody in easy range. This guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so he can't get there. There is a potential blitz. Blowing his re-rolls now. Instantly re-rolled. Only gets the push. But he has got 2 guys on my ball carrier now, so that is slightly concerning. So I am thinking, well, if I can clear this off, then I'm probably going to have to think about scoring. But a lot of things went his way then. I probably should have moved my ball carrier 1 square further up, so he couldn't do that quite as easy. Just try and put as much hurt on them as possible. Not coming. Very poor armor rolls. And to decide enough is enough, I'm just going to score that one. Not ideal, because it is giving my opponent, I think, 3 turns to score, which he's more than capable of doing with this team. Especially as I'm actually down a player. And his KOs always come back too. So he has got a babe, but it is only +1. So it's still a 3+ and he hasn't failed one. So I'm lining up quite wide. So I've got my faster players on the wing, and if he wants to come down the centre, then he's got to dodge through. He's got to dodge through a lot of tackle there. And gain a turn as well, which is not great for me, because he's now got 4 turns to attempt this score to equalise. It's looking like at least a draw, unless something goes terribly wrong for me and he gets blitzes and all sorts of a riot or something like that. He likes going for... Oh, I thought he was going to go for the centaur there, but he decided to go for the risky 1-die. Not too sure why he did that, other than maybe just trying to get a cheeky pass to that guy. Opponent has got no re-rolls at this point though. He's got the ball pretty safe there, hasn't he? So I'm looking at potential scoring threats. Bring back Brody, the shorthand piece, to recover the ball if it ends up down here. And yeah, blitzing this guy, dealing with the threat there. He has got a leap, but it still forces him to roll some dice there. It's clobbering time. As well. Knock down the guard piece, but to no avail. He's got this little channel that he seems to like to use. Then this guy likes to do the leap in. And he's ready to receive. Pass. Fails the catch. Thank goodness for that, eh? And where's the ball going? It's crazy times. So the ball is still... He can run across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he could actually run across and just pick that ball up. So let's go surfing. Wherever he's got that blitzer positioned, I'm going to risk a 1-die there, I'd say. It's worth the risk, I would say. So my opponent went for all those dice rolls without standing up his guard piece or anything. So rather than recovering the ball, I'm going to go for this. Had to re-roll that. So that takes the threat out. So all of his elves that are reasonably close are sort of tied up over here. I've got a bull which I'm probably going to run back. There's an armour break, so he's playing no more part in this. Covering off as many as possible. And running back with a bull. Just to sit on the ball. Not to pick it up, because I don't need to. So it's the last turn. He literally has nobody in scoring range now. Apart from maybe this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so he's potentially in scoring range. But he needs to... He needs to still be on the pitch, doesn't he? Which is not going to happen. So surf is up. I'm not sure why I did it with that one. Could have just pushed him straight off. Pick up the ball. Run away with it and go for the cheeky pass. Knowing that he's got nobody in range to score. So there we have it. There's the end of the game. MVP on the ball centaur, which is very useful because he is now on 20 points. So he is leveled up. Quite a few armor breaks there, but just no removals. No Kaz. No Kaz whatsoever. So just the 2 touchdowns and the MVP is all I got there. And my opponent again, no Kaz. And just the 1 touchdown and the MVP. So not a very high SPP scoring game there, but yeah, let's just have a look at the dice rolls for injury. That was just the what's it called? The stuns, I guess. Armor. 8 success, 2 fail. I'm not sure what's telling me actually. Yeah, not very clear. I'll never understand these results. So there we go. That's match day 6 out the way. The Dumaxes are definitely rolling now, so that is 2 early losses and then 4 wins on the bounce. I believe it was 4 wins on the bounce. So I'm starting to climb up the table. After those 2 losses I was dead last. I think at this point, I wish it would actually tell you. At this point, I think I'm about 3rd in the table, so pushing up towards the top. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, remember to click like. If you don't already subscribe, then we'd really appreciate if you subscribed to the channel and ticked the bell icon, and then that'll basically notify you every time that we put up a video. So if you're interested in this series, you won't miss any because it will tell you every time I upload them. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.